Today we got special guest David Strausser, who is host of the small business growth podcast, Shark Bite Biz, a Forbes Business Development Executive Council member, and a tech executive helping other businesses break through barriers via the promise of technology. Welcome to the Talk About Purpose podcast. I'm Matthew Ewing.
I'm Brian Harper.
I'm Frank Curry.
Thank you all for having me. My name is David Strausser, and welcome to the newest episode of Talk About Purpose. Brian, Matt, Frank, thank you all for having me here. I am honored to be a co-host with you all. And we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is personal growth. Let's rock it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do we think of when we hear personal growth?
I think it's kind of like goals that you set for yourself and things that you achieve, something that is meaningful to you as a person. So personal growth would be, along those lines.
I would say from my podcast history, it's always leveling up, moving the next step up, whether it's personally or, as I say in my podcast, the 3 Gs, personal growth, professional growth, business growth. So you're always leveling up, and all three of those kind of tie together because if you do that successfully, you're going to end up just being, I think, a rock star in life, and in business, personally, and just being the best person you can be.
Dang.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that
so are we
makes
done?
sense. I mean, you nailed it.
Tune in next week.
I'm ready for food.
That makes sense because if your personal life, if you're getting better in your personal life as a person, it's going to spill over into your business life.
Mm-hmm.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah. Yeah. And then that's good. I mean, I don't see how it wouldn't because who you are is who you are unless you're faking it for your business life. That's a big issue.
Yeah, but
well, look at Steven Tyler, one of my idols, diehard Aerosmith fan, take it till you make it, But sometimes in life, especially when you're younger, you do have to do that. You have to remember, you've got to kind of pull up the big boy pants and act like you're bigger up until you get to that stage. And then you don't have to fake it anymore because then you've arrived, you made it to that level in your life to where you're just able to kick butt regardless, and then your resume speaks for yourself. But until you get to that point, that's kind of where you need to find some way to get there. And I think it's hard for especially younger people to kind of get to that level in life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Funny, I was working construction for construction company. I'm not going to say their name.
Okay.
What's construction? Yeah, I'm kidding.
So I was working for this company and I didn't want to be a laborer anymore. I wanted to move up and become an operator because I was tired of breaking my back. I was always down in the trenches. So the one job site, one of the foremans was like, "Hey, can you hop up in that D6 there and push some soil around for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." He's like, "All right, yeah, go ahead and go do that." Got in. I was never in one of those before. I had no clue what I was doing. I was just like, "Yeah, sure." I wasn't going to be like, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing in that thing." And then him give the opportunity to somebody else. So I jumped up in it. It took like 5 minutes messing with the controls to figure it out. And I was pushing all day. And at the end of the day, he's like, "Man, you're pretty good. How long have you been doing that?" I said, "Day one, man." Never did it before. So but he had no problem then letting me operate for the rest of that month. So sometimes
there you go. Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
There
Exactly.
you go.
That's why I brought that. That's what made me think of it. Fake it till you make it.
A lot of people don't think about that, but that is, especially when you're younger in experience, it is a successful way to go forward without losing total credibility. I mean, there's a red line. You have to have a red line in the sand. Hey, I'm not gonna BS about that. There's only a certain point you can go to where it's no, that's total BS. Okay. But fake it, he just gave a perfect example of, that is incredible in my opinion, because that's okay, I watch this. like, yeah, I'll handle it. And, you know, dude got it for a month, you know, and that's where it's a great example of personal growth to where you have to just kind of put yourself out there and
Take
just
risks.
do it and take the risk.
Mm. Yeah,
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to take a risk. I mean, if you don't take risks, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah. Yes. Faking it. I mean, so I work with Amazon a lot, and branding is so important on there.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be branded.
Yeah.
You have to. There's a lot of ways I know how to make it look like you have a brand and move forward.
Mhm.
And then you build the capital to actually really reinvest back in that brand.
Mhm.
And I've seen it done over and over and over constantly. It's the same principle. It follows exactly along the same lines.
Make it till you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's little tricks there you could do.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
you
again,
can
it's a risk.
It's definitely a risk.
It's a risk.
Yeah. Because your brand
Right.
might not make it.
You can probably talk about this, but you know, we were talking before I came here. I know you know tech, all that stuff, like deeply. Okay, you can make a 3-person company with the proper website look like it's a Fortune 500 company, and that is essentially faking it till you make it in a way by looking so professional. Is that not true?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you know how to do SEO and rank,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and especially if you know how to do backlinks.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Backlinks.
But
are important.
backlinks, actually, with how Google, and this is something I just learned recently on my podcast, the last couple episodes, is that the way that Google's changed the algorithm is that backlinks used to be important, but because they've been spammed so much, they're not as important today as they used to be.
Really?
They're looking more for original content on your website and people that are linking to that content more than they're looking for the actual backlinks now.
Like your CTR rate, you're saying?
Pretty much, you know, like people that are going to like blog posts. So I create a blog post on my website for software sales, let's just say. Okay. And from there, you know, that like it got picked up by, I don't know, competition, whatever it might be. And they might link like, hey, this is a good resource for you to understand more about this. Okay. Whether you're spilling the beans about your industry or not, that's more valuable than just having a link to a random website. Now, if you have a link to something like you mentioned in my bio, I write on the Forbes Executive Committee, Business Development Executive Committee. So having that backlink to Forbes.com is very valuable because Forbes is ranked very high in credibility with Google. But if it's not some site like Forbes or Wall Street Journal or, you know, the mainstream news that everybody loves to hate right now, it's really not as valuable, I've learned.
Interesting.
That's good to know.
That's very good to know.
Thankfully, with my newest venture, we're doing a little bit of everything that you talked about. Even links, like you were talking about Forbes. We're kind of doing government agencies, so
That's huge.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like the SEO part is what really matters, right? So if you can find a way to rank even higher with SEO, and have more pages and more indexes and stuff like that, you definitely rank higher.
Oh yeah,
But you definitely make it look like you're just a stellar company that's been around for decades and is worth billions of dollars just by the look.
I mean, and that's how people judge you. I mean, unfortunately, the way people are today, they judge you by your cover, you know, like what's the old cliche? Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, it's always been like that, though. Trust me. I mean,
it's always been like that.
When I tell people I'm in tech, they think it's a joke.
Right.
I still have a hard time with it. I tell people all the time.
I don't know. You look like a wrestler to me that should be in spandex.
That's that's my past life. That's my past life.
It was also something he did.
Yeah.
No, and I saw him at the gym. The first thing I definitely didn't think he was sat at a desk and was working on computers all day. I didn't think that at all.
In a QB. Put me in a QB.
Yeah.
Just
A
picture
QB or a
Charlie-
QB?
You remember the really big guy in Bad Boys, the really big guy when he's like, and he like stands up, he's like 7 foot tall, and he's like, that's what Frank reminds me of.
I used to mess with people at work because they have this big enter button that's a pillow and it has a sensor in it. You just plug it in.
Yeah.
So people would be walking by or they'd be talking to me and I'd be typing. I'd be going. Their faces were great. They're like, all right, well, we'll talk to you later then. Good times.
Frank angry.
Now I'm in my basement. I'm like practically in a dungeon all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's great. So, okay, we just talked about faking it till you make it. What about the next step? You actually start making it. Like, where do you go from there? What do you all think?
Well, if you're gonna fake it till you make it, you better learn the freaking shit you're faking.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you make it.
You make it.
You build back up to where you're making it,
Mhm.
and then you progress from there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like for IT, so I don't have a college degree. I'm a self-taught architect. So I kind of faked it till I made it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know a lot of computers. I've been doing computers forever, blah, blah, blah. I did have the basic knowledge of tech. And I did take like a semester in school. I'm like, yeah, I got it. But eventually I kept going. I could program, but now I'm programming. I'm doing architecture. I'm one of the only ones that can program. That's the syntax that I'm in it, especially at my, a couple of my clients. So you just keep progressing. Like right now, I'm kind of at the top level of my architecture with my genre of code per se. So I'm trying to pivot and I'm trying to be a full stack dev now.
What genre?
So I do, my syntax is mumps or cache. You ever hear of it?
No, actually.
Yeah, so
which is crazy. I know a lot of that
It's
stuff.
an old language. It's one of the only languages that is not only a language, but also a database
Okay.
in itself. It's stored like...
kind of like a SQL type thing?
No, it's not
different,
a database
totally
at all.
different.
Yeah, so it's like everything is stored in a file per se, and the file is in large global, and the global is delimited, and each node of the global is a different field per se that has variables and values within.
Wow.
But it goes out and down. So like the way it works is you can have it indexed faster by moving a node front.
Yep.
So you just move a node over, and then you just call a different
We'll
variable.
just cut them out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
This is like tech porn right here.
Talk nerdy to
Well,
me.
he knows a little
Talk
bit.
nerdy to me, baby. Come on, talk nerdy to
But
me,
it's-
Frank.
It's
We have
yeah,
a
so
SQL database at my office. So yeah, a little.
I saw
I
a
understood
sequel.
a word.
Sequel, like
There you go.
the movie
like
after the
sequels.
movie. That's what I think.
I don't do SQL unless no. But no, I want to learn how to do a full stack dev. CERN, probably go CERN. I don't know exactly which way I want to go, but I definitely have to learn JavaScript. So I started learning JavaScript now. I mean, with the AI,
JavaScript's not
yeah,
that
with
hard.
the AI now, I mean, like Copilot and stuff, it's different.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
super
yeah.
easy compared to what it used to
I
be.
mean, look at ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
how
I
you can
love it.
just be like, hey, give me this. And
Did you feed it a
That
That
spreadsheet
saved
yet?
me thousands.
What's that?
Did you feed it a spreadsheet yet?
no, I've never
Oh,
done that. I've never had to.
Take his advice on it because I screwed it up when I did.
Oh
wow.
my goodness.
I
It's-
tried sorting a giant spreadsheet. I mean, it wasn't that big. It's like 1,000 people on it.
Uh-huh.
How do you want to start it?
I wanted the names separated from the businesses, and that's all.
Was it the same format? Was there a delimiter inside of it? Was it the same delimiter? You show me this file then after this.
yeah. But I crashed.
We'll
I
figure it
crashed
out.
ChatGPT. I crashed.
We'll figure it out.
wouldn't
You
work.
crashed it.
3.5 or 4?
Well, that's
Four.
probably because you're not
Four.
paying for it, man.
Well, no, I
Are you
paid
cheap?
for it. I paid for
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah. No, I used
Like
dude, it
fake
saved me
payment or real
thousands.
payment?
It saved me thousands.
$20.
Yeah, $20 a month.
I use it for
Yeah.
everything.
250.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As much as I
Yeah,
can. I
currently-
mean, there's not much,
dude.
not much I can do with
I hate
work.
to say it, but it's cutting out artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They're
taking that
done.
completely out of the equation.
You want personal growth? You better find a new profession because yours is gone.
How about,
Yep.
how about
You know
this
what
one?
I mean?
Comedians.
I
It's
see
cutting out
that.
comedians.
You know
How's
that?
it cutting out comedians?
Did you
So
see
now
the
you-
poop one? Is that the one you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about because
Here's the poop one.
what they're doing
I
is
don't
I'm
want
sure
you
they
to
have it in
talk-
pill form for you,
No,
buddy.
I don't want to talk about poop pills. Stay
so
away from poop on the podcast, please. Cutting that off now. What?
you poop,
What?
you poop mouth.
You want to talk about progress, personal growth? How about we start taking steps to stop talking about shit
Everybody,
on the podcast?
everybody poops.
I know that.
He's so uncomfortable.
I
with
do
it.
every
You
2
know,
days.
I'm comfortable with the concept.
You have
of
Every 3 days.
childhood trauma.
Shit, Bill. There's something wrong with
Twice to
people.
3 times a day over here. I take shits.
First of all,
That's on my
TMI,
light day. That's my
TMI.
light day.
I'm
Yeah,
not- I'm
yeah,
not.
I'm right there with you.
IBS.
Yep. But I agree with you, Frank, on personal growth. I agree with you on trying to progress. And I think it's really, really important that after you fake it till you make it and you progress to where you are making it, it is now time to perfect your craft. It is now time to learn different tricks. So say you're editing and making videos, learn a different editing trick here. Next video, learn something, like keep picking up different things and perfecting your craft.
Yeah, you have to grow. You have to continue to grow. If there's ever a point you're not growing, time to stop and examine yourself.
Yeah, and some places even pay for your education thereafter, for you to go to training or do this or whatever. Take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, an old cliche, but I was always brought up in my business career, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards.
Yep. 100%.
So, you've got to live by that, breathe by that, bleed by that every single day of your life, or else like you're just going to end up a total waste and a failure, because you're going to be stuck. And then you're going to be wondering, why am I stuck? And it's because you're not trying to advance yourself or move yourself forward in some way or form.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, I have my company's becoming the cautionary tale of that. So in the beginning, we were on top of every single brand new thing that came out for e-com. Everything. We were on top of it. We had all the newest software, everything. We knew what the new programs were. We were all enrolled in them for like Amazon, Walmart, stuff like that. We laid off the gas. Now we're falling backwards. But then I got involved with a couple of guys. So I think being around the right people for personal growth definitely helps.
I agree.
Because if you could find the people like Eddie, we've had on the podcast here before.
Yep.
He is constantly growing, constantly pushing the envelope forward on what can be done. And having those type of people around me has helped a lot. I've even joined some Facebook chat groups or what are
you
they called?
Troll?
Groups. Huh?
You being a troll?
No.
No.
I really actually have, trying to find help on growing and what's new and how others are actually interacting. And Reddit, I just started Reddit. That's an interesting one.
Oh, Reddit is
that's hard.
That's a whole rabbit hole
That's a
in
hard
and of
one.
itself.
Yeah. It's annoying because when you go on those places for help, there's so many people who are just spamming their advertisements and trying to hook you into their programs. Like it's hard to find the guys that actually care, that are giving up their time to help other people.
Right.
It's hard. So when you find one of them, man,
you gotta hang on to it.
Hang on to them, really put yourself in there. Put them at the top of your contact list and check in. Don't lose touch with those type of people.
Yeah, you got to hang out with like-minded people. It's weird. As I'm getting older, my circles have changed.
Yeah.
As I've changed as I've gotten older.
People, places, things.
Yep. So, I mean, if I've got a new circle now, if I didn't get a new circle now, I probably wouldn't have my software business on the side. You just don't know. One minute you're just chilling, the next minute, oh, that's a great idea. I'll join you. Do that. Let's do that together. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you're freaking 2 months deep, and then a program, and
you're 8 months deep in a podcast.
Yep.
Holy crap.
When do we start?
Did he just take a zinger at this show?
No, but I want everyone to know that there was a lot of work put into this, and there's a lot of sacrifice and a lot of self, personal growth.
Opportunity cost.
So, for all this personal growth, you guys should like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, exactly. Right to Shark Bite Biz. Damn, returned on you, Brian.
Right, that's all right. Hey, all for it. Personal growth.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, personal growth is so critical, important. So I want to go back 1 second, back in time. Let's rewind, okay? I want to hear each of your stories. Well, we've already heard yours, but what about you two as far as one time that you had to fake it till you made it? Okay, I want to hear one quick story from each of you.
We had a multi-million-dollar brand that started out in the back of our house. I mean, literally as fake it as you can make it, as you can get. We were sitting there putting pieces of plastic through a paper printer to get our logo on it to start our brand, dude, to have proof that, we are an actual brand. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
We were in the back of a house. That's what we were doing. You know what I mean?
Remember that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Exactly. That was 15 years ago. So, And then we built our own website and brought in our own products. And 15 years later, still there.
There you go.
Really?
I mean, what about you, Fred? Give your best example.
Mine, I kind of talked about it already.
Yeah.
So I was on my way to be a corrections officer for an adolescent.
I'll never would have imagined that.
Yeah. So that's literally what I was on my way to do. Literally on my way to do that.
Job, though.
And I got a phone call from a temp agency saying that I could work at a local hospital as a temp. And then I had to take an aptitude test, which wasn't bad. It was just basic IT stuff, like comparing numbers to see if like you can get numbers the same, like for pattern matching and shit like that, basic stuff. But
hate those tests.
yeah, I always do well in those. It's the ones that you have to like. It's like the Microsoft ones and stuff that they do. Or so the two of them are the best answer. One of them means horse shit, but out of the two, which one's better? You know, stuff like that. Like and the way that they trick you with the way they say I can't stand tests like that. Little nuances like, oh, I read it and I didn't read it thorough, or I didn't put two and two together.
Just second guess yourself.
That as well. You know,
Or
I
they
don't
give
care
you
if
like
it's multiple
5 minutes
choice.
to answer like 30 questions.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something crazy. And it's how it is. And then they have somebody proctoring you now, or they watch you through a through the screen. It's awkward. But so I mean, they were asking me like, oh, can you do this? Can you do this? I'm like, yeah, I can do all of that. I could do all. You know, you're older like I am, so we come from the age where there was no internet.
Yeah.
Right. So we know that the internet is a blessing.
Correction. I am 2 years younger than you, but you know, for the record.
Right. We had internet, but
Jurassic period, is that what it is?
yeah,
something like
they were
that.
still like using stones.
Love you guys too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's like we're like fine wine over here.
Yeah.
You're aging like milk.
Because it does the body good, motherfucker. What's up?
That's how you age like milk. I want to be milk, motherfucker.
He curdles.
All the curdles. But anyway. That was quick. Sorry about that.
It's in the middle of a drink, dude.
Sorry. But yeah, that's what it was. So I said, yeah, I could do all of this. I could do all this. And then they're like, all right, here you go. Do it all. And I was like, fuck, I guess I got to do this all now. So I came from the area where I'm like, oh, card catalog. No, we'll look at Google. So then I started searching everything online and figuring it out. You know what I mean? And that's how it was. And I'm like, yeah, I told you I could do that. I could do more. What else you got for me? And I just kept going and going and going.
Now you're a genius.
And then it got to the point where I maxed out. And they were like, you can't
Your
program.
credit cards?
No.
Oh, okay.
Work. Well, I mean, I've done that before.
Yeah,
me too.
In my 20s. But I maxed out.
There was a lot of anxiety in that. There was a lot of anxiety.
God, that was terrible. Anyways, keep going, Frank.
So
Flashbacks here.
But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just I maxed out and I left, and then I started going abroad, and the next chapter of my life, progressing forward. But
Went abroad where? Where'd you go abroad?
Well, I went, just not abroad, just in the United States. I was a consultant. I'd go abroad. No, you know, for me.
I mean, some people coming from,
nobody lives here.
Schuylkill County,
I'm
man.
from
You're
Schuylkill
traveling the world.
Okay. My whole life. I'm like,
You don't get out of
Yeah,
here.
you go down to Philly and you're like, I went abroad.
No, not
You
Philly.
went to WrestleMania and you're like, I went abroad.
No, that's still Pennsylvania. You need to at least leave Pennsylvania to be abroad. So I'm like, I'll go to Ohio. That's abroad.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, in Pennsylvania, yes, it is.
Right over to
He's world traveled.
I'm going to New Jersey. That's not abroad because I don't want to go
The
to
shore.
New Jersey.
You're going to the shore.
The shore.
The shore.
Sure.
Yeah, get some water. Oh, that's a Philly thing, I guess.
Some water.
Water.
What?
I used to hang out in Jersey all the time.
Yeah, Hoboken?
Manayunk. Or not Manayunk. Manayunk's Philly.
I go to Phillipsburg a few times a year for work. That's about it. It's like literally right over the border. Right over it.
I'm
There it
proud of
is.
you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out.
I'll give you a
I
hug
like
after
travel.
the show.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I like to travel. You know. Hey, I'm going to Virginia in June, so there's that. I'm getting out.
Yeah?
Of I'm getting out of the state for a week. That's
What are
gonna
you
be
going to Virginia
great.
for?
Nice.
So my girlfriend's sister's
have one of those?
husband. Yes, I do.
Wait. Your girlfriend's husband?
No,
What
my
was that?
girlfriend's sister's husband.
Oh, okay. Thank you
Yes,
for the
my girlfriend's
clarification.
husband. Good Lord. These guys are gonna think I'm a homewrecker.
My parents
So
taught
he
me to
has a
share.
You're like, Francisco, cut this now.
He has a hockey tournament in Virginia, and we're going down to
Sharing is caring.
to see what to do what.
Sharing is caring. Go ahead.
What's
Sorry.
your? Oh man,
In or out of spandex?
I'm dead.
Can we just keep harassing him? I mean, this is
what they do every podcast. This is no different.
This is personal growth. I mean, we're learning how to do it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Lube or
He's
dry?
learning how to defend himself.
Oh please.
Speaking of depends, lube or dry?
Oh.
You're gonna be in Depends before me.
And before me. And before me by 2 years. 2 years, motherfucker. 2 years. You can believe me if you need to. I said it.
Believe me.
Hold on your pants. You're probably wearing them right now.
What?
Depends.
I don't wear anything. These are for you.
You don't wear anything?
For you.
Yeah, he free balls
He
it.
is
You didn't see him
commando.
swinging when he walked in?
The hell?
I'm Irish. You didn't see nothing. I have to stick my thumb in my ass just to see it. I fucking piss half the time.
Oh my God.
Oh,
What the hell did I sign up for?
I don't know.
Just remember, you did this.
Yeah. Last time I go down a rabbit hole with you guys, I don't want to talk about holes with you, Frank.
No, see, that's my point as well. Talking about holes. I'm as
Go
always
ahead.
being
Sorry,
assholes.
Brad.
No,
Sorry.
I don't even know what I was saying.
You were
Yeah,
talking
quite a
about
bit.
Virginia.
Yeah,
Virginia.
Going to
Virginia.
Going to
You know,
vagina.
personal growth. I'm finally getting the hell out of Schuylkill County for the first time in a long time.
It's good.
Well,
Schuylkill County.
I get out of Schuylkill County for work here and there, but I mean actually
To the next
getting
county.
out just to
the
just
next
for work.
county.
I'm back that day. So.
That's not abroad because it's just
I
the county.
know that.
Yeah,
I'm going.
it's not
You have to go to
abroad.
Ohio.
You have to go to Ohio.
I'm gonna go to Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Yeah, no, but it'll be nice to get out of the state for a week. You know, get out of here.
Yeah.
I gotta-
Yeah. Well,
It's a
congratulations.
Wednesday to Wednesday, by the way, just so you know. So
according to Frank, you're going
What does
abroad.
that have to do with me? Why are
He's
you
going
pointing at
abroad.
me?
He's
Yes.
going abroad.
because I'm gonna
Abroad
miss,
named Virginia.
we're
Yeah,
gonna have to reschedule a week.
with his girlfriend's
okay.
husband.
Well, we have something we can talk about later.
Yeah.
I missed that.
I missed it.
You have to watch an episode and like
Yeah,
the live
yeah, like and subscribe to Shark
That's
Bite
my
Biz.
shtick. You don't get to do that.
You read that shtick. All right, let's next.
Frank's ready.
So good. That was good.
That was good though, right? Right.
That's all right. I'll watch the episode.
Okay.
I'll probably make a clip out of it.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't even watch my own episodes. I hate
Really?
watching my. Yeah, I can't
like-
stand it.
I don't like
really
listen.
don't
I always
either.
skip over me talking.
Mike
That's what I
Clips.
do. I don't like listening.
My
to myself.
clips, I make my son like actually pick out, like Francisco, pick out these clips, like pick out clips from the episode. I can't watch it, and he picks out good ones. He does an excellent job. But I don't know. I just hate hearing my voice. I hate seeing me on camera.
Everybody's
It's just like,
that.
Yeah,
but I
same
just
way.
do it, man. I just throw myself out there, which is the next thing I want to talk about. Okay. Just throwing yourself out there. Like, for example, okay, I think anybody that's watching, at least from Schuylkill County, that's not abroad in Ohio, that, you know, we had like the William Hung ALS event that I did with Steve Fulton, the boys upstairs, Zenith, the Crimson House, stuff like that. Super successful, raised a lot of money for charity. I will admit, personally, I was kind of out of my comfort zone. Like, I put on a lot of events in my life, okay? But they've been executive luncheons where I'm doing, like, I'm emceeing the event, but I'm emceeing it like I'm doing a speaker panel, you know, or things like that. And I kind of know what I'm doing. Never had to MC a dang concert for a, you know, like a show like that
Mhm.
that was still kind of business orientated in a sense, but also a charity as well too. It was business orientated because there were sponsors, stuff like that, but it was still a charity. And it kind of threw me out of my comfort zone. But it was kind of like, dude, I mean, if I was you, I'd probably have to, I don't know, get something to really pull them out. But it was like, find them. And,
well, you know, I didn't say nothing about my balls.
oh, I thought you did.
Iris.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of gesturing.
Yeah. But I really had to dig it out. Tweezers, should we say? Or,
Right.
I mean, what do you?
I'm a grower, not a shower. So
Oh,
if I
sure,
think
sure.
about something, I could then grab it, I guess.
I got a little bit of it right there.
Grab it, I guess.
Lord.
Nobody can make fun of me better than me. So I don't
Oh
know
my
about
God.
Yeah. Save her. But I had to get out of my comfort zone just to
Yes.
be like, hey, like, this is what it is. Like, you got to rile up this crowd. And it was a little bit, it was a little bit hard. It was a little bit different for me. And that was a moment of personal growth for me personally, because I've never done that before in my life. What type of experience do you all have that relate to that? Sorry. Matt.
I am right there with you. So maybe not in the same way because I'm introverted. I'm very introverted.
Yeah.
Extremely. And
Me too.
shut up. You are the exact opposite of introverted. I take you anywhere. You're like a golden retriever.
Yeah. He's going to Virginia.
He's going to Virginia.
I mean, come
I'm
on.
gonna make like 30 friends in like 15 seconds there. I
But
swear.
one thing I gotta say about comfort zone, and dude, you saying that is right. So it makes so much sense to me. I had to go to a meeting, and I had to talk to millionaires, business owners.
Yep.
And here I am. I'm backwoods Schuylkill County kid.
Yep.
And I had to go up and introduce myself by myself to these people
Did
for
you
my
say
company.
used to them?
Probably did. Dude, it was a big blur. But
How you
after
doing?
I was so uncomfortable for it was like 2-hour event. It wasn't long. But after that, my
Yeah.
confidence could not be touched.
Right.
I didn't want to go. I had the butterflies in my stomach. You know what I mean? Throw some weights in front of me. I got nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? I'm happy to hit him.
That needle dick.
Well, not with him. Yeah,
Okay.
he would destroy me.
I like weights.
But getting out of your comfort zone pushes you forward. And I 1000% agree with that.
Yeah.
I've seen it in my own life where I've had to become a salesman for another business that we have.
Yep.
And I was never a salesman. You know, I'm not, contrary to believe, even though I'm on a podcast, I'm not much of a talker. It doesn't seem real, but yeah, no.
Well,
I'm
when you're
not-
talking to buddies and talking to a camera, it's not like you're
Yeah.
talking at the millions and millions. Sorry, that's viewers that
That's
are
his
watching.
line.
You
It's
weren't even
spandex.
at WrestleMania.
I wasn't there. No, you were though. So was he
Enjoy it.
there?
Yeah.
Did he wrestle?
The night before, but he was there last night too.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Undertaker chokes.
Ooh, you get to see that?
would you choke slam me on
man.
video?
No, he just
Or
wants to
video
videotape
too.
you.
We have to do a raffle.
What the
to get-
hell?
Only
You're
if
not
we,
supposed to jump
only
at
if
the
we get so
opportunity.
many likes or
I
something.
could get hurt.
Only if you give a super like for $5.
Listen, only if we get enough likes or something. We have
Okay.
to do a bid for it.
All
I'll
right.
do it.
That's
All right,
super
so
like.
if you get,
And you have to
if we
sign a
get-
waiver.
if we get 50 likes,
He had
on
to
this,
sign a
if we-
waiver.
If we get 50 likes
I
on
love
this
that,
video,
man.
Frank is going to choke slam me. Wait, can
How
we
many
go to
likes?
100 likes?
I like 50.
Can we go to
How many
100
likes?
I'll do
100
100
likes?
likes.
Let's do 100 likes.
Oh,
we're
dude,
doing 100
I am
likes.
just gonna like
I am
Twitter
sending
troll
this to
farm that right
everybody.
now for $5. It'll be done in an hour.
If you
Uh,
if you get 100 likes, I'll let Frank choke slam.
Where
me.
we-
He's
where-
going to write
where
a
though?
script. Do you
Where?
realize that?
We'll figure it out.
He'll
I'm
write a
right through this
script for
page.
the automatic
I can
like.
use ChatGPT to make you sign a waiver.
You all scare me.
Do it like we should do it like
I'm gonna reverse
we
it.
should do it on something
put it
that's
on the
not going to hurt
turnbuckle.
though, because I can't.
Through a table.
Yeah, you're good.
That would be all right. I could put it
Yeah,
through
we
a
could do it
table.
through a table.
Weren't you just saying your back hurts?
It does a little bit, but that was from today.
That was like an hour ago. That's not now.
Yeah, shit,
Come
I'm
on.
dead
Dude, we gotta fluff it up a little bit for you know, like put like
Stop.
something.
I
Like
don't
a
need
thick
to.
pad
We're
on it
talking
or
about
something.
fluffers with
Fluff
Frank.
you up?
We're not fluffing anybody up.
Weren't you just talking about fluffing like 10 minutes ago?
No.
Okay.
We gotta make it foofy for you so you don't kill yourself. So like, put a pad on it or something.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, you're gonna make a clip of this and then get.
Yes, I am.
Shit.
Yes, I am.
Damn it.
Exactly where my mind went.
Yeah,
I know how to work the shorts. Let's go.
Aw. I didn't think of
Yeah.
that.
We can do something. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something
We'll
out.
try not to hurt you.
What, with fluffing him or the choke slap?
You're still signing a fucking waiver, though.
Let me get off this topic because I'm getting nervous. All
You're
right.
making me hungry. All I'm thinking about is fucking peanut butter and fluff now. That's so
Yeah.
fucking
Oh my
fun.
God.
Or what? You said fluffer. I'm not like into that. I like
Peanut
fluff
butter and
sandwiches.
wad?
Do you know?
Is
Did
that
you
what
ever have the Tony's burger with the fucking fluff on it?
Oh, dude, I've heard about
No,
that
I've
so
never-
much. I keep wanting to go there
Let me
to
know when
try
you wanna
that.
go. Let me know when you're gonna
For
go.
real?
Yeah,
Where?
And when it gets
Struggle.
warmer out, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take the bike up there. You still have your bike?
I have
Why are
them,
we
but I'm
talking about
selling
these
them.
stuff?
selling them?
I'm selling them.
Don't worry about
Anyways.
it. Maybe they want to go. All
We're
right,
at
anyway.
7 personal growth. They got burgers.
Well,
you
maybe
were
they
saying-
want to travel abroad. They come to school caddy. Think about it, man.
So you were
Good
saying
Lord.
about taking risks, and I,
Oh yeah,
or stepping out of your comfort zone. You know,
Yes.
and it's the same thing. I mean, even with the construction work that I did when I stepped into that dozer, I didn't know what I was doing. I've never used them before. I was stepping way out of my comfort zone, and even now in the job that I have, I could talk with people, and I could have good conversations, and I could kind of make up conversations out of nowhere with people just by finding some kind of interest that they have. But one thing I really had to get comfortable with is when I go on an estimate is spitting out a price in the first 10 minutes. It's like it's a trick that we do
Isn't it
to
usually
try
$10?
to try and see where they're at. So in the first 10 minutes, you need to hear what they have to say about what needs to be done. You need to try and do some quick math in your head to throw them a ballpark number to see if, they're somewhere in the area. So that way, you can gauge their interest in it, so that way, kind of where you need to keep a number at. And that was a little tricky for me too, like in the beginning, because I didn't really know what I was doing with that, but I got, after doing it a couple times, man, I just got real good at it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Comfort
That's
what she
kills.
said.
Yeah.
yes.
Yep. $10 mustache
did.
ride, free glory hole. It's all
Yep.
you all over it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What?
We were talking about your price.
Yeah, we were talking about your price.
$10 mustache ride. Glory hole. What the hell? I
Spin around you quick like that.
No,
Don't spin around on anything. Shut up.
so doing tech sales, ERP
Yeah.
sales, so we would do like a bank call, which is just kind of qualifying the customer as far as if they're legit or not, whether they have enough money and if they're gonna, balk, turn away, whatever it may be. So I had to become really, really good as far as hearing what the basic needs were, like how many users, what types of integrations, especially using SAP Business One when I was selling it at that time, and be able, oh, okay. Well, at that time it wasn't SaaS, it was perpetual licenses. So I would be like, oh, you're looking at, with implementation, you're 10 users, you have no integrations to Amazon or e-commerce or anything like that. You're probably somewhere between 75, 125K, because I'd ask them what their budgets are. And 90% of the people would be like, oh, I don't know, or I can't disclose that. And that's where, as a sales rep, like you were talking about doing sales
Mhm.
and stuff, I just turn it around. Okay. Well, you can't tell me your budget. So based off what you just told me, and this is just ballpark because we've got to do a further discovery, but I would throw out a number to them based on my experience of all the prior estimates I did and knowing at that point how much it would be. And then later it evolved to where instead of giving like, oh, you're looking at 75 to 125K, for a small job, I could spitball to them 500,000, it all depends on what they were looking for and what the project was. But later it would evolve to where I was given like a monthly price because it's more SaaS, which is also your specialty as well too. To where it's like, oh yeah, you're looking at 3-4K a month, and then maybe a one-time fee of 60K or 100K or whatever it may be for implementation. And I would get them qualified or disqualified right then on the spot,
Yeah, and that first big win you get, man, keep going
That's
till you
good.
get it. Keep going till you get it.
Gives you
'cause, like,
goosebumps.
it does, and it boosts your confidence.
Yep.
Like, what is that thing where you feel like you're faking, like you shouldn't be there? You ever hear of that? Oh, what the heck?
Like you're not
Something syndrome.
still like the personal one where you feel like you're not good enough. Is that
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
mentioned that to me the one
What
time.
is
I can't
that?
remember what it's
But
called.
anyways, you'll feel like that. But once you get your first big win, like it took me 20 calls just to even get somebody to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
False identifications or something.
yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then I don't know. I think I made like about 40 calls before I actually got a sale. But that thing pushed me to do 100 calls at one time. Like keep failing forward. I jumbled my words so bad. You know, I was tripping over my own mouth. But eventually I got it. You know what I mean? I'm still working on myself because I know
this makes perfect.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's room for improvement always. So I'm always trying to figure out, you know, hey, maybe this hook will kind of keep them on the phone for like a 10 seconds later before they hang up on me. You know, you always try and work those different things in there to make yourself better and get the advantage. What about you, Frank?
Well, I have a couple of them. One that didn't pan out, and then one that did. So,
well, we don't got all night, so just pick one of them.
Wow!
Oh, finally, he speaks up. He's got a singer. It took him like what, 45 minutes.
Now I'm a bully because I'm sticking up for myself.
Why are you gaslighting, man? Why you gotta be so mean?
Gaslighting.
Yeah, why are you
now you're a
gaslighting?
victim,
My
huh?
feelings. I hurt my feelings.
All
I'm
right.
all triggered. Well, so getting out of my comfort zone, number one is leaving my full time to go consulting to make triple the money.
Mhm.
I heard a lot of horror stories about it, so it was bothersome for me to do it. It was worth it until it wasn't anymore, but that was out of the means of that other things happened out of my control. But the other one was wrestling. I'm an introvert too. I wasn't always, but I have been more as like after my 20s, and I started wrestling when I was 30s. But going out on stage and hoping you don't botch, and
Oh, that was probably nerve wracking.
No,
That was
that-
probably another one for you
absolute
too.
mess.
Oh yeah,
Spandex.
that is true. When I did my show,
shorts, but there's a lot of people that wear spandex.
I was in a bikini bottom.
Oh
on
yeah, for
stage.
competitions.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
That was brutal. Yeah,
I was just topless with shorts on, pretty much.
you looked awesome, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Dude. Your old videos, I love them.
Thank you.
Well, if I saw any,
I miss. Oh, I mean, I got a little.
You
emotional.
guys want to give like a bro hug or something?
I do. Yeah, send those to him. He wants to see.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a little emotional watching it last night because I'm like, man, I wish
that could be me
I
out there.
probably could have made it. Like, I literally probably could have made. If I would have started a little earlier in my 20s, probably could have made it because I'm hanging out with these guys. You know what I mean? They're big guys. Don't get me wrong, but I'm rolling with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Real nice guys. They have the same mentality I do. We have a lot in common. I was like, man. But then
Is that a regret?
Yeah, well, no. I mean, you just never know because, like,
Everything happens for a reason.
yeah, and I have my daughter, my 3-year-old daughter now. I met Rachel. I have a good career. I mean, at that point in time, I kind of was making what they made if you made it pretty decent. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you make it decently, you're making like $250 a year. I was already making that sitting in a cubicle. So why would I put myself through all of that when I'm thought to myself longevity? I could sit and work in front of a computer until the cows come home. But how long of a run am I going to get as a workhorse?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not only that, but I have an addictive personality. So, I mean, I've been through drug addiction twice. So, if I'm going to get hurt, and that's how it happens to a lot of people, right? You get hurt, you start taking painkillers. The painkillers keep evolving till eventually it's cheaper just to get a bag of heroin. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it evolves.
Fentanyl at this
Fentanyl,
point.
fentanyl.
Addiction's
Super
a
cheap.
serious. Addiction is a serious, serious thing in this.
So
Yeah, check out our episode on that one.
Yeah, but I
we have
mean,
an episode.
I believe in my divine right, and I'm down the path that I'm down. But I couldn't help to think to myself, like, man, if that was my life, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's not all glorified either, you know what I mean? But
I think you
Yeah.
get out better this way, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have the fame and the glory, but
Yeah.
Well,
You
he
could
has
do
a
this
podcast
long term.
right here.
yeah,
I mean,
there's
come
that,
on.
yeah.
All my
Tell me
viewers,
abroad.
right?
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah.
kidding.
Can't wait till people in Ohio start
Yeah,
watching
can't
this.
wait till it goes abroad. What's up, all hoyens? Go abroad. Maybe get to
Brian,
Delaware.
Brian.
big question.
Maybe
Big
get to
question.
Delaware.
Since you're traveling abroad to Virginia, how's addiction there
Abroad named Virginia.
Addiction?
in Virginia when you travel abroad?
I'm probably going to be addicted to being away from here. so-
Okay.
yeah.
Better or worse in Ohio? I'm asking our two foreign travelers. Sorry.
Yes.
I don't know. Have I been to Virginia? I don't even remember what Virginia's like.
Hey,
I
you
worked
know
in
what?
Ohio.
In Europe, they would be considered foreign travelers for the size of their states
Yeah.
or countries.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
family's
yeah,
from
yeah, that's
Amsterdam,
true.
so I'm abroad right now. Think of it like
Wait,
that.
Wait, are you
Family's
coming
in
out? Are you
Amsterdam?
My
transgender?
family is from Amsterdam.
Wait, you're coming? You're trans?
Dang.
You said you're abroad. Are you coming out?
What the hell? No,
You're
no, no,
saying-
no, 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 no.
God,
No,
that
no,
took
no,
me
no, no, no.
forever, dude.
No, no, no,
That
no,
took
no.
me
No, no,
forever.
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
wait.
No, no.
What do you
I
mean?
use the men's room.
Sorry,
All right,
Frank. Where were we?
We were
I think
talking
I was
about.
done.
I don't know. Oh, God.
We were talking about the addiction in
Virginia.
Virginia as opposed to Ohio.
As foreign
As
travelers.
foreign travelers, you know,
Being abroad.
I would say that the addiction is probably not as bad as Schuylkill County. If I had to
Yeah,
guess.
good.
I'm not.
Sounds like he's an expert.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know.
Uh,
If you're talking about just Ohio versus Virginia,
okay, I'm hopeful. Let me just say
Ohio
that.
versus.
I'm
I would just
hopeful.
go Virginia. I would say Virginia. I'm not a fan of Ohio. No offense to Ohio. Not a fan of Ohio.
Man,
Isn't it the
I was
land
getting
of-
some hate up in
Yeah.
here.
I got no issues with
Dang.
Ohio. I have a few buddies from
Look
the
at him
military
trying to
in
book the
Ohio.
likes and then he gets choke slammed.
I'm not. Oh hell no! Never, fuck Ohio. hit the dislike button. I don't want to get choke slammed.
I'll paint my face for it too.
Oh, there you go.
I'll
Yes.
I'll get in the character and like, yeah, it'll be good.
Oh
I'll paint
man,
my face and everything for it. Do an
you
intro.
are gonna get me
Yo, we
killed.
can-
If we get 200 likes, he gets choke slammed and superflexed.
Oh, God.
Superplex. I don't know if you can handle
Oh, I
superplex.
don't-
Or
I
don't
I
know
won't
if I
do a
can
power
handle-
bomb either. I don't think you can handle a power bomb either.
What's a power bomb?
You know, it's when
You pick him up.
Pick 'em up.
Yeah.
bring them
Slam
down.
him
It's
through
back.
the table.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, oof.
We were talking about personal growth, not me personally getting my ass kicked. So just move
You're gonna
on.
have a
That's
gr-
kind of personal growth
Well-
because it will make you a tougher man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Make you
you're
better.
probably going to have a
Or
growth
kill
out
me.
the side of some part of the body.
If I get the
Or
first
to be a
one,
boner?
if
Personally.
I
Got me on that one. Huh?
I miss
Be a
that is personal growth.
Very personal.
Right.
I was not expecting that when he got me on that one.
Yeah, there you go. I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
So, are we still talking about personal growth?
We are. We sure are.
Welcome to Talk About Purpose Podcast. Squirrel. We usually have an Adderall script.
Yeah.
A script on a script about the Adderall script.
Yeah.
Script. Coffee.
Ritalin.
No.
I don't even think they give that
no.
anymore. I don't even think they give that anymore.
I
dude.
I don't think so. I was on it and
I don't know.
they took me off of it because I was like turning purple.
It's like Valium. They don't give Valium anymore either. But Valium's
Mm.
totally different. I'm just saying there's certain drugs they don't give anymore. I think Ritalin is one of them.
Yeah, probably.
Everything's an SSRI now, I think. You don't get
know
shit, you
what
get an
that
SSRI.
is.
All right, that's another episode. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go. Another episode. Later date.
Later date.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
What's after
so
what's the next part?
next part we're gonna jump into? Okay. So you faked it till you made it. You know, you actually make things start happening. Okay, you're far advanced. I mean, what do you do when you're kind of just twiddling your thumbs and you know you're kind of bored
right.
with what you're doing?
He's
You
right.
pivot.
You pivot.
How do
Yep,
you
something we
pivot?
talked
Give us
about.
an example.
God, Frank.
Well, like I was talking about before, I'm kind of like at the top tier where I'm at as a developer, as an architect. The only thing I could go forward with is management, and I do not want to be management. I like to code. I like syntax. So I'm pivoting, and now I'm taking my knowledge of syntax and going to be a different type of developer in another syntax.
Perfect.
That's what I'm going to do. Just so I can, you know, eventually the goal would be that I can be a full stack as well as a phone app developer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I've been doing research just to find out where to start, what languages to go with, because there's differences with your full stacks, how you want to go with it, and stuff like that. So, but thankfully, a project I'm on now, once they want me to learn JavaScript, so I'm like double dipping, where I'm learning JavaScript for a project for me actually getting paid, and then I'm actually learning JavaScript at the same time for me to be a full stack.
Awesome.
Pivot. You got to pivot. But then I'm also pivoting and doing my own software business on the side that has nothing to do with my actual job or what I code in or anything. Like I work on hospital systems, but I'm not doing anything hospital now. I'm doing something more for like the people.
To
that sounds
sum up your words, it sounds like what you're saying is that you're pivoting. Obviously, you said that like 500 million times. Pivot. But you're still moving forward because you're advancing growth in other areas.
Yeah.
But, I think that there's a point, especially if you own a business, where I've had so many people on my show tell me that who are owners or coach owners or whatever it may be, that are like, it's time for the owner to just stop working in the business and kind of work on the business and make that type of pivot to where it's like delegate, start working higher level, stuff like that.
Yep.
So what do you guys think about that?
I mean, that's always the goal, right? So like at the end of the day, what matters most and what I'm after is mailbox money.
Right.
That's what I want. I want mailbox money where I don't even have to do anything to make a living and be wealthy. I just wake up in the morning and see what I've gained overnight. That's what I want. And then at that time, I could do whatever the frick I want to do. If I want to work on tweezers, but make sure they don't pinch.
Well, tweezers pinch. I mean, that's their job.
No, you can't do that. Not that pinch too much. But if I want to work on 3D printers or I want to learn something or do something new, or what I mean, that's the end goal. The end goal is to have something set up that I could take care of my family and some other people, and just be able to live and do whatever I want to do, but just have that mailbox money. Like you said, you want to raise above. You don't want to do all the work. You want to be above it and be more of a project manager in that aspect, where you have all these people doing the work, because at the end of the day, you can
your minions,
kind of, but not really your minions. You need them to do the work. You're just trying to give them a path. Like, okay, this is the guardrails of the work. This is what I want. This is our service of work. This is what I need you to do. And as we go, if things pop up, we got to elaborate and see what's going on and figure it out and just get a solution and get this to market. It's pretty much what it is. So yeah.
What about you?
I don't know. I've always been very hands-on. So that's hard for me to say because if I do get bored with something, it's usually because I'm not doing well at it.
Right.
So that makes me figure out other ways of doing it or start something new and exciting to me. But I've always been kind of hands-on, and it's hard for me to say, pull myself out of it. I know we've hired people that are smarter than me to do the jobs. You know what I mean? But I like being in there. I like seeing what's going on. I like being a part of it. I like having the knowledge of what is actually happening. Yeah. You know what I mean? Obviously,
that's a project manager role. You know the summary of everything that's going on. You don't know the details of how it was done.
Yeah.
Not down to the granularity of it, but you know that this is the algorithm that it followed, and you keep people on track. That's really all you're doing.
What that is.
You don't need the recipe.
I do like that.
You're looking at the product. Like, you're looking at your meal, not the recipe.
I need you to make the milk. Right. I need you to make the cookies. I need you to put it together on the tray, and I need you to serve it. That's all it's going to be.
Oh,
and then
that was
however they do it, it's up to them. You could look at it real quick to see what the presentation looks like as it goes, just for final, but that's pretty much all.
Because you also don't want to be a micromanager too, especially these days. People don't like that. They're turned off. I hate that. Just, I mean, we're not. So I've had a lot of people, lover, hater politics, but I remember I was talking with Soledad O'Brien during the beginning of COVID on my podcast about this, and she was telling me, yes, obviously there's people that have to work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever it is, because they're at the grocery store or whatever. Those people, they have to show up, work, and it's that. But, people that do things like what we do for the most part, I mean, it's not 9 to 5. It's really more results orientated now compared to actually and productivity orientated compared to actually like clocking in 9 to 5. No, it doesn't really matter when you get things. You get things that have to be done 9 to 5, done between 9 and 5. Outside of that, like you're almost 24/7. I mean, that's almost, I think, is expected business professionals these days.
Yeah, but I mean, I did get comfortable there for a while. I did. I got a little bit too comfortable because other people were doing stuff. And then I kind of let hands off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got bored. And then I started doing other things that helped me along there because they already had their path. And we lost some great people. But, you know, that kind of set us back. And then I had to jump back in. But for me, I started other projects. I mean, I really haven't worked necessarily for a company since I was a teenager. I've worked with family. I've had my own companies. I haven't necessarily worked under somebody. So it's kind of hard for me to say that. I kind of liked just starting something new that I'm really passionate about and pushing the envelope with it as far as I can go, which by myself, not very far in most cases. You know, maybe 1 out of 10 I do really good at. But that's you know, when I get bored, I guess that's kind of where it is. You got to shake it off. You got to scare yourself. You got to put fear back in you. You got to challenge yourself. You cannot just sit there in your comfort and think your mental health is going to be okay. You're going to fall. Your business is going to go backwards.
Yeah.
I'm currently trying to fix mine. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to. So that's where I stand on that. Scare yourself. Put the fear in you and you're going to surprise yourself.
Yeah.
And if not, try again. You will eventually succeed.
So, Brian, try to succeed now and not be in punching bag and tell us a great story. sorry. Family, I got to give him a zinger.
Right. So no, I mean, I where I'm at right now. So I'm kind of in a pivot point, you know, like Frank likes to say. I'm in a pivot point because where I'm at in my company now, I'm not going any higher. The only thing I could do is maybe learn a couple more things here and there. But for the most part, I'm not going anywhere. So now I challenge myself and I challenge my guys on our work sites to do things faster, figure out different ways to you know, help make the company more money. So if they want bigger raises, you know, they want to make more money. Like you guys, I try and help people now with their own personal growth. Try and move up in ways like, hey, if you don't want to be a barrel pusher forever, you know what I mean? Start doing a little extra. Start, you know, learn how to use the edging machine. Learn how to fix the trimmers. Learn how to use a chainsaw. Learn how to get your license so you could drive a truck. You know, if you want to be a crew leader and you want to move up, you need to understand all the job sites. So learn every aspect on a job site. And I try and tell all these younger guys, you know, this is all stuff that nobody ever told me.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm trying to like be more of a mentor now.
Yeah. That's fulfilling too.
What's that?
That's fulfilling.
Yeah.
Helping people.
It is.
Yeah,
and especially when you see it work out too. You know, when you see you show a guy a different way of doing something that makes it faster. And then the next time you're on a job site with that person and you see them using the tools that you gave them, you know, that's what it's all about. So I'm at a point again where I'm trying to be more of a mentor and I'm trying to help people with their own personal growth. But at the same time, I'm pivoting, like doing this podcast, for instance. Like this was my next thing. So I was working and starting to get a little stagnant because I'm where I need to be. And I'm only just doing, you know, my everyday job where I'm just trying to get the numbers to be where they need to be. And you know, I talked to Matt, just happened to be a perfect time. I mean, all the
I was literally right on the same path as you.
The stars all aligned in that aspect. And I was like, hey, I was thinking about starting a podcast. He's like, me too. Like, it kind of just worked out.
I'm sure he said it in a high pitched voice, right?
He did. He was very excited. Yeah. And
Can you say it again?
Me too.
There you go.
Come on, I wasn't that bad.
We had another guy that we were going to do the podcast with. And I think he would have been very good. He would have been more of like a devil's advocate type of person. Like he's very good at yeah. So he was going to do it. Some things came up. He wasn't able to do it. And then we asked Frank to come and do it. And at first he shot me down. He did. He shot me down at first.
Yes,
he did. And then
I'm an introvert.
I didn't even get to respond yet. I was doing something, and he messaged me back. He's like, "Fuck, dude, now you got me thinking about it."
I had the girls at home were twisting my arm to say to go and speak some of my mind. I said, I don't know about all my mind.
Right.
Some of it, yeah.
Thank God for them.
Yeah, my God. If tonight's like a little glimpse of part of his mind, I'd hate to see the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. No, I have quite the past. I've been in quite as many situations.
So obviously I've never done anything like this. So this is, again, stepping out of my comfort zone, into something that I'm not used to. I mean, you could tell if you just watch our first couple episodes, it's very awkward. We're very awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a little bit of flow, but we've definitely developed and progressed a lot since then. And there's a lot of different tricks and things that we're learning now. And this is all personal growth too. Like, we didn't even use lights before.
Wait. We have lights here?
No, you can't see them.
Oh, John Cena up here.
Yeah, but
Actually, I bumped the camera. I might be in frame. No, I'm kidding. I'm messing with you.
But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of personal growth here too. So we went from having not very good cameras. We were using an XLR mixer board, and we were like, there's a lot of different things.
God, I forgot about the mixing board.
Yeah, so there was a lot of things that we were doing like in the beginning to try and make this work, and then we developed and we progressed, and it's a lot of personal growth there, and it feels good. It does. It feels very good, but it was stepping out of our comfort zones and taking a risk. Yeah, and it's still a risk.
Still is.
My show went the same way.
Yeah,
like just experimenting, trying, failing, and it's like that sounds like crap, And then you're looking at 2020, like COVID, and there's like some tools, and I had some really famous people in my show for the first like 20 episodes. Jack Douglas, legendary producer of Aerosmith, Cheap Trick, good friends with him, brought him on the show. I had the Verb Pipe, I had William Hung, people like that within my first Shiny, Berku Unsal, who's like, she was like Forbes top 40 Turkish women in business, she's a brilliant mind, good friend of mine, love her. Shiny, if you watch this, love you. But anyways, like I had those people on, and I'm trying to learn it, like these systems, trying to see like, do I use Skype? Do I use this Riverside.fm? And that seemed to work okay. It's a lot better today, but it wasn't good back then. And like just trying to figure out the tech until finally Zoom, just because I do Zoom interviews, like Zoom finally upgraded to 1080p, and it was like, and from there, my life simplified. And then I was able to get rid of mixing boards. It was like, okay. And then Shure came out with an MV7 microphone with USB. Bam. Life became easy.
Yeah, Shure's the next upgrade for microphones for sure. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
but it's all trial and error. I mean, if you don't try, you can't make the error. Whether it's going out for a driving test. Yes, I'm talking to you, Francesco, and pass the first time. It's failing forward because now you know what you have to work on, and you're going to pass the second time.
Yeah, knowledge is power, and knowledge is found from trial and error.
That's a good point, man. If you fail, you can re-examine it, figure out where you're falling short, and then take that into account, and then bring it up and work on yourself there.
I failed my first driving test.
Me too.
I did, agreed. And then passed the second one.
Yep.
You know what? People mess with me though.
Really?
Yeah. You know what they said?
What?
That the stop signs with white borders are optional.
Yeah, they're optional. Yeah. We say it all the time.
I fell for that.
If it has a white border, it's
I ran it right behind the DMV down in Haven. And the guy's like, "Stop here." I'm like, "Why? Like, it's optional, dude." And he's like, "No, it's not optional." Oh my God. It was a huge argument. Needless to say, the second time, I did not run the stop sign. Okay. So we're good.
That's funny.
But that's how it is, trial and error. So like you go minimalistic, or now it's not really it's minimalistic now, but not at one point in time. So like create your own GPT and Chat GPT that runs a special prompt that you figured out, or figure out how to talk to Midjourney, because Midjourney is another AI that isn't very. You can't really. It's not relational per se. It's not literal. It's more. You have to. Like my tattoo artist is amazing at it. He speaks fucking gibberish to it. Ridiculous the way he speaks to it, but it works for him, and people can't figure it the fuck out because he figured out how to do it. So I'm like, dude, you got to figure out how to take your gibberish way and translate that to people speak. And if you do that, you're going to make money because you're going to be able to translate literal statements to mid-journey gibberish. You know what I'm saying? Like giving him, so there it is. Trial and error, figure it out. Holy fuck, I can figure this out. Look at this. Package it up and sell it.
Yeah.
Quick question, Frank. Does your tattoo artist just like speak gibberish altogether?
No. He's very, very intellectual. It's crazy. But no, he just figured out how to, because the Midjourney it's not a literal, like, so you have two different AIs, right? You have Midjourney and then you have ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a literal where you start it with text and then images rolled into it with 4. You know what I'm saying? While Midjourney was an image base. So while you do
something, kind of like DALL-E in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Midjourney is a little sharper than it, and plus it gives you a couple.
Don't really know Midjourney, but I know DALL-E.
Yeah. Well, DALL-E is that's the one that went with ChatGPT 4, right? So
it's all over
everybody knows that. Yeah. But yeah, so when you think about it, that literal, even the audio or the pictures inside of it or whatever, that's looking up and saying, say, give me something that's like this artist. They will look online and see they'll look that artist up and say, this artist is known for this, and this. So I'll say, all right, they're known for that. I'm going to use that in this image. That's the way it works. While with Midjourney, it'll actually look for the image and grab the image and now do something with that image instead of literal words. That's the difference between the two different.
Cool.
That's cool.
It is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So one of the other things I wanted to talk about, though, it's just come to my mind about personal growth, is when you start going down like a little bit of the rabbit holes of it, especially on the more masculine side, you see a lot of stuff that's like, lose the weight and then start making all these colder decisions, put more hours in at the office. You got to be careful that you don't, over go into personal growth. If I could say that way, there's a better way to say it.
Especially if your salary.
Yeah.
Right?
Salary. I think salary actually, no offense to you or me, but
I'm salary.
Salary kills your will to continue growth.
Your motivation.
It does. Because then you try to do the least amount of work you have to get that to get done. Yeah, you want to just.
I kind of disagree with that. It depends what position you're in, I think. And the reason is because, like, for example, me coming from a sales background, being in sales most, if not all my life, except for 1 or 2 stints when I was young at a restaurant, like salary, like that gives me the foundation. It shows that a company respects the knowledge, experience that I have and I'm bringing to the table and how I can help bring up other people and the company up. But I'm coin operated. I'm driven to make more money and work 24/7 and do not get complacent because I know I have the salary backing me. So if I do have a bad month, I have the salary cover me, but my goal isn't that base salary. I want to make 2, 3, 4 times that with commissions.
Okay, so you have a base pay, like it's like a base pay model with commission.
Right.
See, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But not salary. Salaries doesn't do that.
Right.
Salary is you get this much every week, and that's all you get. That's it.
Yeah.
No commissions.
Salary plus commission, but
salary plus commissions. I agree with. That's having the base pay with commissions. I agree with that 1,000%. Pay the employee what they're worth, and what they do beyond that, reward them. Yeah, and it incentivizes you. But a salary murders you.
Yeah,
it kills you. You have nothing
getting
to
a
strive
salary
for.
alone. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I have noticed that.
That's what I have.
You have salary too.
Salary by itself.
Yeah, see,
but I'm different.
You enjoy what you do.
I love what I do. So I love the recognition of, holy shit, Frank was able to do this. I didn't even think that was possible. How did he
just saved us $180,000 a year?
That? Like, how did he even do that?
Right.
Did you see though? Like, instead of giving raises, some companies will say, "Here's an award. Here's an award. Oh, you got a new title now too." And then you get this self-fulfillment feeling, but then you don't get monetary.
That's every hospital. What are you talking about?
Is that really? Okay.
Ever.
We usually just get pizza awards.
Pizza parties, awards. Like we work a go live and we work, 30 hours overtime for a go live, their answer is, well, let's do a happy hour. Okay, so you want me to drive, to drink, to drive home? That's stupid. How about you just give me a fucking bonus?
Yeah. See, I love that model.
too.
And that's actually what I want to implement in all of my businesses going forward.
Yeah, because it shows
Is a base pay, because I respect you.
incentive.
You should always be getting paid for your work. And then
And your
I want-
knowledge.
and your knowledge. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a respect thing
Yep.
too. Yeah, great point. But I want you to do good for you and me, and we can make this a synergistic relationship where we could both climb the mountain together. You know, I like that model, and that's what actually I want to start using going forward.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
It
I
does
think you'll
give us incentive.
get good, hardworking employees with that, and it will be easy to weed out the underperformers.
Yeah. Because they'll just,
They won't be hitting the incentives or bonuses or whatever it may be, but you have to also ensure that they're realistic type goals, that they're something that's obtainable, that it's something that people can hit, that it's not fantasy, and that people do hit them. Because if people, after a couple months, quarters, however you structure it, if they don't hit it, then people are going to be like, yeah, no one ever hits the bonuses. You're going to get bad mojo. You're going to get bad vibes around your team, and that's not good either.
Yeah.
So you got to
that
make sure
makes
people
sense.
hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like a
Right. It
curve.
has to be a realistic.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's a great point.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but like as shitty as it sounds, when somebody does hit it and not many other people do, and many other people are sitting there listening to this person say, whoa, I can't believe I got an extra $500, $1,000 or whatever for all that hard work. Everybody else is looking around like, fuck, I want that.
I want
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I guess I'm going to have to hustle now. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
If
now
we
it's
did something like
competition.
that here, our mulch season will be done in 3 weeks.
Make a suggestion.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to bring in money, hey.
Yeah, I mean, it's all
it might
about
not work
ROI.
in that industry.
Yeah, it's all
You know,
about
there'd
ROI.
be a
it's
lull in work
industry
then.
dependent for
Show them
sure.
where the suggestion box is.
Yeah.
Is it in Frank's ass?
Yeah,
Virginia,
I know,
Ohio, I
Frank.
don't know.
I'm too abroad.
But yeah, no, I just want to really hone that in though, because like, dude, like working on you is great and fantastic, and it should be done, but you got to pull yourself back, especially family, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You got to reel back. You got to come back from the office. You got to spend
tough.
time with your kids. They're
It's
not
tough.
going to be there. Once they hit teenagers, they're pretty much out of your life already.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's tough.
you got to realize there is a limit to how far you can go at the times that you have set for certain goals.
Mhm.
You can't just bury yourself in 20 hours of work and go 4 hours of sleep. You know, you gotta make time for family. And I know, hey, I'm still growing. I'm still screwing up. That was me a couple months ago. I get it. You know? But yeah, so I just want to say that point. It just makes sense. It makes sense. You know what I mean?
It's tough.
And it's a hard line to
is.
walk, especially when you love what you do.
Yeah.
And you're getting results. Like, that's hard to walk away from.
Especially if you're ambitious enough that you have like 2 roles. I have 2 roles at work, and then I have a side business that's actually turning into 3 businesses. It's like, where do I start? When can I go to sleep? When can I get off this roller coaster? You know what I mean? When go live happens, great, fun.
When
Oh,
go
no,
live
it's-
happens.
It's not gonna stop there.
No, I'm gonna keep
It's
going.
really not.
I'm there's a lot of opportunity. So I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? I'll probably find another project eventually.
Dude,
anyway.
you're one of those people that have the ideas, and then you know how to work them.
Hmm.
So you have all this stuff going on that you could be doing, and your family's sitting there just watching you from the sidelines instead of you being there with them. You
Yep.
know,
Definitely.
I
So
get that too.
that I get that, man, because I
You
get
have a vision and you bring it to fruition, but it takes work and it takes sacrifice, and it's like you always say, you know, it's
Opportunity cost.
opportunity cost of time.
Yeah.
And it's got to be worth it. And
Well, it's
You're
worth it
doing
if you make it, right?
Right.
Like shit, I'll be like, oh man, all those hours that I didn't,
It was all
sit
worth
there
it.
watching Moana or some shit.
but again, it's a risk.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's a risk if it's worth it. But then that's where I put the guilt into it. So when I do something that's outside of the opportunity cost of spending time with my family, whether it's the gym or something like that, I go hard because I'm otherwise I feel guilty because I'm like, I'm not spending time with them. I should be spending time with them. So since I'm not spending time with them, I'm going to make it fucking worth it. At least,
So you're going
Guilt.
hard, with or without the tweezers.
Use your
What?
guilt.
With or without the tweezers.
hard would be no need for tweezers. Remember, growing out of shot.
So it's getting warmer out now. So now I have to get, now I have to get 1 inch of wiener through 2 inches of clothing. So we're good. It's all good when I have to go to the bathroom.
Wait.
Great.
Wait, what the hell?
What the heck
is
did you
he
just
talking
say?
about?
How
What
did that go completely over my head? What?
That
I said it's
was...
getting
One
warmer.
extra wiener
No,
over
no.
2 inches of clothing.
Okay,
An
okay.
extra warmer.
What?
The
Hold on.
show is
What does it
over.
mean,
I'm
extra?
done. I'm
He said
walking out.
extra wiener, did he not?
No.
I could have swore you said
Yes.
I said,
extra
now I have
wiener.
to get 1 inch of wiener through 2 inches of
Oh,
clothing.
it sounded like you said 1 extra wiener
Like,
through 2 inches of clothing. I'm like, dude, why do you got 2 dicks? One
No.
coming out your butt.
now I'm thinking about
What are you
sheets. and
talking
hot dogs.
about?
That's exactly what I said.
I'm hungry too.
Oh,
Sorry about the wiener talk.
Well, it made me hungry.
Well,
to go to
between
Sheetz.
both you guys,
Wieners,
I mean, holes and
wieners,
Or
wieners.
whatever.
What do you get? A peanut butter
You-
and dick sandwich?
No, I think they're gonna get hot dogs and donuts with how many holes we talked about.
Yeah,
Shit.
I used to have a job. I used to make the holes in the donuts.
Oh yeah.
What?
That's why they're so small.
Donut holes. Yeah. We could have used it to watch the fucking eclipse today.
Yeah, there you go.
Worst eclipse ever. Yeah.
Cloudy.
Yeah.
yeah, it was crap, man.
I was driving on the turnpike during it, and there was like 400 people pulled over out of their vehicles watching it. That's dangerous.
I didn't even see it.
I didn't even look.
I
for it.
watched on Facebook.
Darwinism.
Yeah, I seen it, but
Pretty much.
for where we're located, we didn't get the blackout.
91.
That sucked.
No.
91% we got.
We had to
91.
go more north.
91%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Where I was, it was kind of cloudy. I didn't really.
Yeah.
It did get like a little. It
got
wasn't
darker.
black. It got
I
darker.
saw a little
for
bit
sure.
of it. Saw a little bit of it when the
I
clouds
did.
went around.
I got my kids were excited, so I was like, all right, let's go look at
You got to
it.
go to Erie to get the full 100%.
Yeah, the kids come out.
Yeah.
They got out of
Yeah,
school
exactly.
early.
It was up more northwest.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's by Ohio. You know that, right?
Just a little bit further, you're abroad.
Right. See, I do pay
Hey,
attention.
I am curious though. Is like if you go to like Niagara Falls and
Oh my
Anderson,
God!
is that
Yeah.
abroad?
Talking about
Why are you
abroad,
so-
abroad.
Is that abroad?
That's abroad,
actually
abroad.
abroad.
That's abroad, abroad. That's abroad, abroad.
Because
Okay.
it's in Canada.
A
E.
B.
See? All right.
Oh, is I've never been there. I've
I
only been abroad
was.
in the United States.
I was gonna go one time, and I got real
Said
sick.
Ohio.
Texas, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've never been out.
I got
Florida.
out
real
of the
sick, and
US.
they didn't
Yeah.
take me.
Really abroad.
Yeah, there you go. There you
They
go.
left me home with my nan. They don't want to take me.
One
anywhere.
time, Frank, I'll take you to York.
I've been there.
New
Oh,
York.
there you go.
New York.
I don't think I want to go there
You've
now.
been really
I don't-
abroad.
I don't think I want to go
don't
there
think
now.
so.
Oh,
like
yeah,
New York. I
probably
went there.
Uh-uh. I'm good on
Oh.
it. I saw
Not
somebody
me. I
shit
don't
in
like
Philadelphia the other day. It was fun.
Yeah.
I've been to Oklahoma. That's
I
really
didn't, dude,
far
I
away.
wasn't even
He's
listening
really trying to
again.
think. He's
I'm
really
actually
trying
gonna
to
watch
think.
this episode back because I've missed so much.
He's really trying to think of every place he's been to.
Been to
Abroad.
Oklahoma. I've been to Indiana. I've been to Wisconsin, Michigan. I've been
Wis-
to Wisconsin.
Okay. What?
What?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, continue.
I've been to South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky. I've been to Texas. And this was all while I was in the military. So,
Wow.
so I went to a bunch of different places.
Mm.
But
Is this before or after you command us abroad?
after. So, what's next? Got anything
Yeah.
else?
I think we've nailed this topic to death and talked about as many holes and wieners and tweezers and abroad.
Yep. We
And
even got poop
God,
pills into
God
this a little
forgive
bit.
Ohio.
Poor Ohio.
Well,
We're
just
gonna
not a
get like
fan of
a
Ohio.
billion unlikes from Ohio.
Just not a fan of Ohio.
And remember, Shark Bite Biz is a friend of Ohio.
Yeah, save yourself.
We do not discriminate.
Ohioans
are welcome.
but I do. I'm not a huge fan of Ohio. I'm sorry. It's not a
Hey,
fun
why don't you get in the
state for
camera
me. I don't
pan?
know.
Move over a little bit.
I mean, what?
Get back in the camera, Frank. All right, not that far. Good Lord. I need to
Stop telling me
overtake.
what to do. Why hurt my feelings?
I'm not hurting your feelings. Oh, gaslighting again.
But I think we hit all our topics.
Yeah.
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 That was pretty good. Yep.
So what you guys think? Pretty good?
Yeah,
That
That was fun.
Good episode. I
Fun.
like this.
Good
Yeah.
episode.
And this was excellent.
Mhm.
I don't know how the hell you guys usually end this up.
Oh, we hope we can have you again. Sometime. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But this was great, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it
thank
was
you very
great
much.
having you here, man. It was an honor to have you as
Oh,
a guest.
thank you,
It
thank you,
really
thank you,
was.
thank you. Appreciate
it really
that.
was.
Thanks for joining us on the Talk About Purpose podcast. Go check out Shark Bite Biz as well.
Yes, please
Yes.
do.
David
Please do.
Strausser.
Please do.
Amazing podcast.
You'll
Yes.
learn a lot of shit.
Yes.
Yes. But not about wieners, hot
No.
dogs,
Or-
or
Or
Ohio.
A little more professional, and they love
Yeah.
Ohio over there.
Right.
So go check them out.
Yeah.
Ohio's not the best with me. Whatever.
All right, I gotta hit one more thing though before we go. I wanted to say this and I forgot. As a Christian, you gotta watch personal growth as well, because you could put yourself above God.
Yeah.
And as a
God,
Christian,
yeah.
you've got to watch that because you can be all about yourself. All you got to do is just put yourself above God and start thinking about yourself more and not realizing, hey, I'm here because of him and being humble about that.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be anywhere without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not. I wouldn't have gotten as far as I have, which
No,
is
I
very
agree.
far.
I agree.
No,
No, but I agree.
But you've got to keep God in front of you and realize that, if you get to the point where you say, I don't really need you, God, you got a problem. And you might not even
Okay.
realize you're saying that, but subconsciously you might be feeling it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is all on me. I got to do it all. I got to do this. Yes, do what you can, but realize it's God that is ultimately.
Yeah, it's too much big dick energy for me. I need my
Yeah.
God. I need my relationship with my God.
Exactly. Exactly. I just
No.
wanted to put that in there.
Thank
I
you.
just- I know
No,
I know
I
it's the end of
agree.
the episode.
No, it's
but
okay.
I wanted
No, it makes
to-
sense, though.
I wanted to add that in.
No,
there.
it's
Makes sense. Goes along with
Family.
just being humble,
That's
family,
that's
all
par
that
for life.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Yes.
See ya.
See you guys.